Hey, my name is Wendy, and I'm here to help your first year teaching experience be better. So, you decided to become a teacher. Now you've done the first 3 weeks of school, a video, you've seen it, and you've implemented the things that we've talked about. Now we're going to talk about how to build relationships with students. This is primarily for students in the inner city, and this is something that I have done. I will tell you this. I have taught in an alternative school. I have taught in where else have I taught? I've taught in public schools for 4 years, and I've also taught at like academies. So they've all been in the inner city, so I do have like a pretty good grasp as to like, the behavior and the mechanism of students in the inner city. And so I want to be able to give that back to people and really, give back what people have taught me. Now, you can't generalize or stereotype students, obviously, because there's different types of students all over the place. But I'm going to talk mainly to people who are probably in an alternative setting, because I have taught in an alternative school, like I said. Building relationship with the kids in an alternative setting is very different than a traditional setting. And the reason why the relationship building is completely different than a traditional setting is because in an alternative setting, they've done the traditional methods to the students already, and it doesn't work. Yelling at them doesn't work. Scolding them doesn't work. Writing them up all the time doesn't work. Wishing that they didn't come to come to school that day. Sometimes that doesn't work either. But actually, if you're in an alternative setting and this is your first year there, your students will be rambunctious. Now, understand that a lot of them have a lot of things going on at home or have a very, very tough, hard life. Or tough life. So the things that they might say to you is not necessarily a reflection of you, because I've had students say the world and beyond to me. Like some of the things that you'd be like, no way, he did not say that to you. And I would be like, yes, he did. But teaching at an alternative school, what I learned is that the students are looking for love and affection. But you always have to be 2 steps ahead. This is the thing. Because some of them can be very manipulative, because that's how they've learned to live and survive. They've learned that manipulation can get them what they want, whether or not they're on the streets, if they're in trouble. They've learned certain life coping skills that might not be the best for them, that we might not want for them, but this is who they are and this is who they have been. So you have to meet them at where they are to help them grow into a better person. You can't just say, oh no, you should change, because you can't tell that to anybody. Oh, you just change, but you meet a person at where they are and then help them grow. So just remember that they're looking for your love and affection. They're looking for something that's consistency. They don't want to feel like they're stupid, because sometimes they already do. They already feel like they don't know how to do the work. Or maybe some of them, I've had students that feel like they can do the work, but they have a lot of anger issues. What you want to do is, first of all, identify the students that you know that you can, that you can talk to. Identify the students that you can build relationships with, and have everybody on your staff also identify students that you can build relationships with. That way, when that student is in that area or upset, they know, okay, everybody knows that, like, okay, Jocelyn is going to come to me when she feels really bad. Or student B will go to Mr. Timmons when she feels really bad. So once you can develop who is going to relate to you, you can easily send them there, because there are male students who only want to talk to males because they understand, and then there are female students who only want to talk to females because they understand. So it's really about, identifying who you can connect with. It's not about going in there and saying, hey, you're bad, you're wrong, get out of my classroom. That's not what it's about. It's about remaining calm in the presence of a crisis. Because I've literally had students right in front of my face flip desk, like an entire set of desks. Have a protocol for when students maybe a student's going through like a breakdown. Have a protocol of what to do. So in the case where like the student flipped all my chairs, literally this happened like first thing in the morning. We have a morning session where the kids have to like play a little bit. They get some exercise in the morning before, kind of like that morning recess, like they could play, and then when they come in, their body is somehow a little bit more awake, and they're ready to go and set the day on. So when this student flipped the desk, the kids were playing like some game similar to dodgeball. It wasn't necessarily dodgeball, but it was very close. And they actually, because they were in the gym, they didn't know. So it was about time for them to start coming to class, and he was still having his meltdown. And that would have set all the kids off. So we didn't do that. Instead, you know, it was a lot of communication in between teachers, like, okay, listen, you know, Tyrell is having a breakdown, and so keep all the kids inside the gym. Okay, so they kept on playing. The police and the ambulance were called to make sure that he was okay, that he wasn't going to hurt himself or anybody else. And I was able to fix my room and get him into a safer location. And then the students then transferred into the classroom, and they had no idea that that student was actually there. So it's definitely all about planning ahead of time as to what could happen. But how to build relationships. Talk to them. Talk to them and let them see you. Let them see who you are. Like, I had one girl who I was always the first person there in the morning. So I would get coffee and cheese. Like, it's just my thing, you know, everybody got their thing. And so I would get coffee and this ball of cheese, not every day, because then I started gaining a lot of weight from that. But, you know, on Fridays, we'll say. And she knew that. So she was like, why do you always drink coffee and cheese? And I was like, because I like it. I was like, do you want some? And I would cut her a little bit of cheese, and we made that into a habit. So on Fridays, she would look forward to, and then she'll get like her bag of Cheetos and a hot chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts, and we'll sit and we'll just gossip. And it was like our time to connect. And once you build that relationship, she's literally prevented students from going into my pocketbook, because once they trust you and know that you're there to protect them, they will not go against you majority of the time. And if they do, they will come back and they will apologize to you. If you can identify the students that you can build the relationships with. I have literally had girls who, the same girl who decided to run away, and when somebody finally contacted her or could get a hold of her, the principal called me and was like, would you please call so-and-so and make sure that she can come back to school? And so I called her, and surely enough, she came back to school. But that was because of the relationship that we've built. So keep in mind that a lot of these students have had a very hard life, okay? And they've been through the trenches. They already know that they can be disciplined. They already know that they can be written up. So that's not going to work anymore. So when they walk in through those doors, you have to be the opposite of everything that they've seen, and you have to work on building relationships. And the way that you build relationships is not by mimicking them. It's not by telling them what you think that they're gonna like, yo dog, what's up? Like, that's not how you do it. You do it by being yourself all the time. So if you like Justin Bieber, if you like Mariah Carey, because I love Mariah Carey, if you like Beyonce, and they know I love Beyonce, and they kids know I love Beyonce, if you like ham and cheese sandwiches, if you like, I don't care what you like. Let them see that. You don't have to tell them your entire life, but let them see a part of you that they feel like, oh, you're a real person. You're just not here to make me feel bad, you know, and open that for them. I'm going to do other videos talking about like the alternative setting and how to maybe teach them a little bit better, where it's a lot more structured in the classroom, where it's not just lecture style. Okay, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that your first year goes great. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.